Peace, family. This is Brother Rich, Underground Railroad, UGR TV. I'm with a new speaker today, Ursa Mayat Naga, right? Yeah. Right, okay. So I'm with the brother Ursa Mayat Naga. As I said plenty of times on my program, as far as this information is concerned, it's fragmented all over the place. It's not just in Africa. It's not just in America. It's not just in Asia. We indigenous all over the globe. My goal is to bring people on the platform that could bring different pieces of the puzzle so we could put this thing together. This brother right here has an amazing presentation he's getting ready to give to the people dealing with the black presence in Asia. Something that a lot of people take for granted, a lot of people don't pay attention to. I'm going to just let the brother go in before I say anything. I'm going to get the brother Ursa Mayat Nega. I'm going to let the brother go in on the black presence in Asia.
Yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Ursa Mayat Naga. That's, you know what I'm saying, the power of natural law. Niggas, all day niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nagas, you know what I'm saying? To keep it simple, Nagas is the resurrected black people over here. You know what I'm saying? If dealing with the documentary by Eugene Adams, you know what I'm saying, Prophecies of Resurrection, he was speaking about the Nagas in the stone city that was built up where they had the things inscripted on the wall of the journey of the slave trade and such. So that was, they spoke about how they're going to be resurrected over here. You know what I'm saying? So the Nagas, you know what I'm saying, our resurrection is over here. Our resurrection is over here, but you know what I'm saying, many places talk about a resurrection over here. So my premise right here is in darkness we trust. Me personally, I deal with dark skin, non-ether nappy. You know what I'm saying? Not the straight hairs. But you know what I'm saying, there are some straight hairs in China. Multi-genius by nature means genius by retardation. If we really want to unlock our divine body, we have to understand the status of genius, you know what I'm saying, is beneath us. And so I just got a couple of things I talk about off the bat. I get a lot of people that see me and they always think I'm Chinese. They're like, oh, you're looking like a Chinese brother, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to look like a Chinese dude. I get Chinese people who see me and their heart get warm because I think I'm trying to emulate their culture, you know what I'm saying, to a racist perspective, they could think, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to copy their perspective. This right here, in the middle is me, but the hat right here, everybody think is Chinese. So right here is African brothers, here's an African couple, here's an African, and here's an African. These three right here is Oriental. But these are Africans being African. Those are Africans being Africans. That's not Africans trying to be Orientals. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you have the ringnecks. You know what I'm saying? These two is African, and these two are from Indonesia. You know what I'm saying? But most people know about the African ringnecks. Not too many may know about the Indonesian ringnecks, but it's still the same premise. You know what I'm saying? Africa is the source of a lot of things. Down here is the tossing of the cowrie shells, which is divination system dealing with mathematics when you really get deep on it. The I-ching right here is also a divination system dealing with the mathematics. But you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna speak about how well, not to be rude about it, but if you're not a practicing so-called martial artist, if you're dealing with the I-ching and you're not a practicing martial artist, then to a certain level, that's bootleg I-ching. So I'm gonna just go into some of the mathematics of the matter. Right here in the corner, that's on the yin yami. That's an African symbol. You know what I'm saying? That represents the universe. That's why the picture right here is the same exact thing. And in the Oriental culture, you have the yin yang. It's the same exact thing. But many people see this symbol until they've been told it's an African symbol, they are associated with Chinese writing. I'm sure there's a lot of strippers in the hood that got that tattoo, and they think it's some Chinese shit. You know what I'm saying? This right here is me, and this is a performer from one of them Beijing operas. You know what I'm saying? That's the Monkey King. And sometimes when I go about, a lot of people like to take pictures of me. You know what I'm saying? Because they think I'm something special and odd, and they're like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I want to take a picture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's embracing me. The people is embracing us. And when you're walking in your culture, it's a different vibration. You know, so this is just a basic premise or layout of the understanding that Africans have their own culture and is not copying someone else's. So most times when black people come to their culture, if they come to their culture, they're being associated with somebody else's culture. So I speak about God is a deity. God is a deity. God does not mean deity. So from my perspective, God is the deity to make white people's dreams come true. And black man is God because nobody made white people's dreams come true more than black people. This right here is just science. Science of the body, science of the colors, the different crystals, the layout of the body as the energy flows through it, the layout of how the energy circulates up and down the body, and how you can breathe with your hands. This is something that you would deal with and understand as a practicing internal artist. Like, this is not a conversation. This information you would have to actually deal with breathing techniques and actually want to cultivate your body. Then you can go to the premise of immortality or the understanding of immortality, because no black person on the planet should be less than 100 years old and not able to do cartwheels, tumble rolls, fall on the ground, all of that, and be happy about doing it. This is more mathematics. This is the human pyramid. It may be a little hard to see, but that's the triangles. The two triangles that form a pyramid from the base of your head, and the square which opens out to a circle, which is the foundation, so that you can channel universe energy and universe understanding, so that you can go forth and be one with the universe. So when everybody be talking about one with the universe and connected to the cosmos and magnetic consciousness and all these type of things, here is a structural understanding of how you put that forth in actuality. Because when you work with the mind, you also have to work with the body. These are different things that relate to that, without going too deep into that. So now here is this is dealing with the martial arts practices. Martial art practices and the formation of understanding that everything is a circle, and it's a circle expanding. So now right here, this is a circle. That's dealing with the 4 steps that expand into 8. It's called walking the circle. But this right here is no different than, I guess you could say, the energy of the drum circle. Indian dancing, the spirit circle, when the warriors do their circle thing and they invoke the spirits. And a lot of other things. Because the number 1 law is the cosmic spiral. So all things are spirals. And this right here is more information on how you make that happen. Right here is more of when I was talking about the human pyramid. you have a pyramid that goes from shoulder to shoulder, and the top is your head, and you have another one that's from front to back, and the base of those two triangles form a pyramid. And as you bend your legs, you sink the gravity of your body beneath your feet, so you're rooted beyond the abilities of your physical body. That, you know what I'm saying? It's a simple understanding that you lower your gravity so that you can be a powerful force that's not moved. But now going into here is these are different. That's different Oriental information. That's dealing with the feng shui, which is the science of colors and elements and how you arrange them on land or arrange them in your environment so it's to your proper benefit. And that in itself is elemental science, but it's elemental science under the understanding of Oriental knowledge. But elemental science is a global thing, and elemental science is something that's practiced by all, you know what I'm saying, indigenous cultures, which is rooted in Blackness. Now, coming down to here, this thing right here, it's called a feng shui compass, or a Lao Pan compass. This right here is the I-ching. This right here is elemental science, and it's dealing with the arrangement of how you orientate things. This right here is a divination system. It's dealing with the circle. As you see, it's the same circle with the center, just like the Kemetic brothers talk about Ra, and you have the sun. I mean, you have the circle with the dot. You know what I'm saying? This is Bagua. Bagua is the science of the elements, but there's also a fighting system called Bagua. And all things of Oriental nature are rooted in the concept of Bagua. So now, this is another understanding that if you're not a practicing martial artist, then you're falling short of certain information that you need to know. Now, I'll just read this right quick. Black folks' love affair with Oriental culture is the escape route to not embrace their African roots. Asia is the perfect balance of self-hate and denial, wrapped up in pure ignorance. That's because Oriental culture is nothing but an African culture with an Oriental face on it. Now, with this Lao Pan compass, it's good to have this picture, but there's certain things you know what I'm saying, you need to be familiar with it. Anybody who's dealing with Oriental science, you know what I'm saying, the Chinese thing turns them on and they think like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I like that, that looks cute. I'm only presenting this information so you don't go down the wrong road, and in your thirst to seek out Oriental knowledge, you don't return back to loving white folks again. So now, this right here is the actual object, and it's dealing with the feng shui. It's been a while since I dealt with this, so I'm a little rusty, but this needle is how you orientate north and south, and then wherever these panels on sit, that shows you whether you have negative energies, you know what I'm saying, elemental forces, how you should arrange your stuff. So now, many people dealing with the feng shui, they get this map of 4 squares, you know what I'm saying, I mean of 9 squares, and they just say, put this map, and the top of the map is the wall, or is your entrance to your house, and that's how you set up. If you, realistically speaking, if you're not dealing with this thing right here that I'm holding in my hand, you're not even dealing with feng shui at all. This right here is based on the premise of how you even place your house down. So now, when you live in places where you see the streets is round and they're curvy, the houses are placed in all types of different directions. That's because the energy is being understood, how you place your house down. And then you go into how you set up your home. But since we live in a grid system where everything is lined up like rows, and it's the type of situation that we're in where there's nothing we can say about it. The houses, everything is already laid down. Because we're laid down in a grid system, there's already some problems going on. But I mean, you know, in some future reference, when we start to build our own communities from the actual ground up, we'll know that we need to set it up with the understanding of natural law. And through natural law, we can come back to having our homes in proper alignment. So now back to this right here. Dealing with the I-ching, you have 64 possible outcomes that'll give you a sentence, and you'll get a toss, which will be, it'll give you a secondary understanding. So you can get 2 sentences. You put those sentences together, and then you decipher what that means to you, and then you can understand what's being given to you. These are the 64 possible understandings. This right here is mathematics that as an internal practitioner, I uncovered myself. Now the thing what I'm saying, where you need to be a practicing, you know what I'm saying, internal artist or so-called martial artist, is that when you do it for real, you're gonna come out with information, and the information that you come out with is gonna be yours, but for all true purposes, it's gonna be already uncovered, because this is universal law. You know what I'm saying? It's not some type of special thing you created. Universal law is universal law. No matter what road you use, if you're dealing with universal law, you're gonna come to the same answers. So I went back in some old books, and I did this before I came across these books. And in these books had some of the same information. That's because when you're a practitioner, these type of informations come through your body and is one with your body. So now, there's intelligence of your mind, but there's intelligence of your body. So now, these circles right here are actual footprints. So in the center is 2, next is 4, next is 8, next is 16, next is 32, next is 64. That's the I-ching right there. Now this spiral, as I tell you, circles is spirals going forth or spirals going backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's you can send out energy, you can absorb energy. On a mental level, you can speak to yourself in the future, or you can talk back to yourself in the past. Dealing with these circles right here, the spiral is you spiraling out as you expand your circle of influence, your circle of telepathic communication, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? This is 64, no different than the 64 I-ching. But this is based on, can you maintain these circles physically? Because that deals with your foundation and alignment in this universe, and your level of being off balance. So when you walk these circles, you can actually start to get answers based on, can you walk the circle and where you don't fall off, where you fall off the circle. So right here I got some mathematics. I was just tossing out some numerology. For some reason, you know what I'm saying, it just told me to do that. But first, this right here is the yin yang of the I-ching. So this thing right here is exactly like this. I made this because I deal with martial arts before I ever saw this. But this is the 64 as well. It's the 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16 to the 32 to the 64. And the black and white marks is just dealing with the yin yang. Over here, this symbol right here, it's the same thing. It's starting from the 1 to the 2 to the 4 to the 6 to the 8 to the 16, so forth and so forth. And these little small dots at the top, it's the 64. These two right here are directly from Oriental culture and Oriental knowledge as a practitioner. Now this numerology right here, that I put forth is just something I chose to do on my own. It's right here. Heaven is one, earth is two. All things come from heaven, or all things come from the unknown, and then they manifest to reality. So now, I have 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64. Like I said, this is a numerology thing. I'm just putting out here right now. So now, putting the numbers on themselves. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's the first step. You are 1, but you stand on 2 feet. So, if, you know what I'm saying, if you're not understanding how the 1 and the 2 comes to place, 2 becomes 4 based on the steps. So now, 1 to 1 equals 2. So now, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 to 4, the fourth step, equals 7. 7 to 8, the eighth step, equals 15. 15 plus 16, the next step, equals 31. 31 to 32 equals 63. 63 to 64, the last step, or the fullness of steps, equals 127. And like I said, I was tossing up the numbers just to see what's going on. But the funny thing about it, the steps from 1 to 64 that create the circles, that create the I-ching, when you understand it, you know what I'm saying, from a physical standpoint, and the breaking down of the numbers that I just told you, 127 is 10. The regular I-ching, 64, is 10. So even with the way that how I said the spirit just put me forth to do this, the numbers are totally in different orientation and for different reasons. But the 64 of the I-ching and this 127 that just for some reason came forth also adds up to 10. And numerology, 10 is 1, and 1 is heaven. So like in the start is heaven, in the end is heaven. And there's no way I would have figured that these numbers would add up to 1 at the end. So back to this picture right here. This without going in too far, right here, this is just talking about the feng shui, the 64, and the 8 map circle, and the bagua is all the same. It's 1 equals 2 plus 4 equals 8. But right here is the Buddha. Here is a picture of Buddha. And in that picture, when we go forth, we need to reclaim our culture. Now, in this picture of Buddha, the funny thing is there's a swastika in the middle of his chest. And now when people think about the swastika, they always think about Nazis, or they think about, you know what I'm saying, that's a symbol I shouldn't mess with. Me personally, when I came back to my culture, I was rocking the swastika. It didn't mean nothing to me. All of my peoples and my friends were scared to death to be around me. They was like, yo, man, don't be having them symbols on you. This is our culture. If you can't come back to your culture, there ain't no reason to even act like you about your culture. So now, this swastika is on this Buddha's chest, which is Oriental. And the funny thing is, in Oriental culture, as I just talked about, I gave this brief understanding of the martial arts and the spiritual systems of the martial arts. This swastika is synonymous with the yin yang. Like, you don't even see the yin yang without the swastika. So now, this is New York. You got Chinatown, the Jews be around. Every time they see a swastika, they start crying. I've never heard a Jew say anything to a Chinese person about what's up with those swastikas. So they understand that you can only pull stupid games on stupid people. So obviously everybody think that black people are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because they only pull the swastika game on black people. You know what I'm saying? And they try to send off bad energy towards the white people. But nobody cares about that. Right here is a little more information about coming together with your mate. So as I put forth the information about the being a martial artist or internal martial artist and the structure of your body, you know what I'm saying, within this 64 right here, this 64 circle which spirals out, is this triangle. That's the human pyramid that you must be the structure of. That's the structure of your body, and that makes you a utensil that channels universe energy. And the basic premise of when they make that statement, being superhuman, this right here is everything about being superhuman. So now, when you put your body to that level, when you go to bed, you know what I'm saying, you communicate very strongly with others. So now, if your mate happens to be on that same level, you know what I'm saying, y'all come together and make powerful forces and then send out powerful energies for whatever the case may be. You know, that would be, this is a biological function, but a lot of people are related to magical functions. Up here, these are just different, as you meditate in a posture, understanding the energies that you're creating around you, because you're more than your body. But to be more than your body, you have to understand your body. That's pretty much, I don't need to go too far into that. That's strictly a teaching on the martial arts science. And if you're not planning on being a martial artist, that might be over your head. But it's not over your head to know the information. So now, once you deal with the whole, that's the martial art things. Oh, for just one quick thing. This book right here, Black Heroes of Martial Arts, by Ron Van Cleef. When you're dealing with Oriental culture, it's three things that catch them out there. They either come in because the Kung Fu has amazed them. They come in because they heard that the Oriental had this special system, you know what I'm saying, of divine knowledge, and you must go to them to get the fantastic information. Although in circles it's known that all of the Oriental culture came from either Africa or from India by way of Africa. So in this, you know what I'm saying, in this book is filled up with nothing but martial artists, black martial artists. This is a whole book filled up with nothing but black martial artists. And as much as people love martial arts, from the cartoons and so forth, they would be hard pressed to name even 3 martial artists. So I just wanted to show that, because when we deal with China, you must deal with the martial arts, because that's the first thing people think about when they think about China. So right here, let me see, which one? Right here, some more information on the Buddhas. Dealing with, well, this is just showing the different Buddhas. Now, there's certain concepts that's when it comes to the whole science of the Buddhas and the bodies, it's kind of odd. So right here is a Buddha. The name is well, it's an Oriental deity. I won't say Buddha. It's an Oriental deity, and this Oriental deity forsake this divinity so that it can put forth knowledge to the people, or help, you know what I'm saying, help save the humanity rather than save itself. Right here is the same depiction of that deity. That's a straight brother. Can't really see all of the hair, but you can see the hair. This deity right here, I mean, that's another Buddha. That's the medicine Buddha. If you can see his hair, it's all kinky. Right here was another deity, Oriental deity. Right here is Maitreya. This is the future Buddha. Right here is the dhyani Buddhas. There's 5 of them, and they all have a type of force that they put forth that you can tell by way of how their hand postures are. So now when you're dealing with these cultures and you see these statues and stuff, you're having a conversation right in front of your face. Just how when you talk about the Kemetic thing, and you have the Kemetic walls and all of the characters, they be in kneeling positions, they be standing up, you know what I'm saying, with their arms behind them, arms in front of them, different positions, Newton Geb, you know what I'm saying, men, all of these people is putting forth information just from how they standing there. You know what I'm saying? The Moorish people will talk about the whole Masonic standing and how that's meaning stuff. Now, these symbols right here is not symbolic, like stand like this. It means like that. If you're a practicing martial artist, these positions, when you practice them, they actually activate things in your body. You know what I'm saying? That give you the understanding of what's going on. So now this right here is an aggressive stance. That right there is an aggressive deity. If you was to partake of your training and you're dealing with this position, it will make you hype and it will make you warrior mode. It's simple things like that. Right here, the guy's laying on his side, but how he's laying is not pressing his heart. So when he go to sleep, he's not putting pressure on his body, because everything is about nurturing your body, and all things that harm your body is not promoted. So the point of me saying that is that all of the deities is warrior mode. They warrior your body, and how can I say this? None of them are bald head. So now the first premise is that when you're dealing with Oriental culture, anybody in America, when you talk about Oriental culture and you talk about Buddha, you're gonna think about Shaolin heads talking about Buddha bless you, or a lot of bald head people. You know what I'm saying? Now, there is a certain understanding on why you cut your hair, because your hair is a recorder of the poisons you put in your body. So you want to shave off that of the world. But
I thought it was an antenna.
Yeah, it's an antenna, but I'm saying it's also a recorder of all the poisons you put in your body, whether it's smoke, marijuana, cigarettes, you know what I'm saying, different foods, you know what I'm saying, it's actually recorded in your hair. So once you go to these temples, you shave off the head because you shaving off the record and you starting anew. You know what I'm saying? So, and also there was the understanding.
So is that what quick question.
Yeah, all the questions.
So do you feel as though, is that why, you know, certain women, when they're going through something serious in their life, like a major breakup, a divorce or something like that, they can have long, gorgeous hair, but they always want to cut it off. It seems like they want a short haircut. They want to cut it off for some reason. Maybe that could be why.
That's kind of funny right there. I mean, you know, it is kind of, it's like a freeing yourself of your past life. So even, you know what I'm saying, this is biological that I'm speaking about, but that's emotional, that's hooked into your biology. You know what I'm saying? Because All of that's, like you said, it's an antenna. So if you receiving messages and sending out messages, you also, you know what I'm saying, you got to send messages throughout those poisons or those liquids that's part of your body that you have an intimate relationship with. So yeah, you know what I'm saying, the sister may chop their hair because they just want to forget about it all. You know what I'm saying, the same concept. So but yeah, I'm a black dude from America. So anytime I get international people that come by way of me, and I tell them I'm around the way boy, I'm around the way peoples, they do not believe me. They like, yo, listen fam, I don't know what you're talking, just tell me where you came from, stop playing. So when it comes to the racism, at some point you got to speak about the racism. There's racism and then there's respect. So now, as a black man, I have to come through that premise. You know what I'm saying, because what I just told you about the bald heads is that's the initiation, but it's not a lifestyle. But it's put forth as a lifestyle because now, if you got a people, and I just showed you the kinky hair, it's irrefutable. I have some more pictures I'll show you, but it's irrefutable. There's only one people that got hair like that. So now, if you deify a bald head person, anybody can roll up on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they got the whitewashing and that. Now if you chop off the hair, now there's not, like you can't whitewash the hair. You know what I'm saying? But you can whitewash a bald head person and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just put it out there and let them think that, well, you know what I'm saying, that may be, you know what I'm saying, let them insinuate that since that's a white person I'm saying, or a light skinned person I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, of that species, then that's it's all good. But the Buddha is black, you know what I'm saying, the whole lineage of the power is black, and every single deity, you know what I'm saying, or courageous person of that Oriental culture is a black person, without question. Ain't nothing white about it, ain't nothing light about it. So now, like I say, if you got a whole bunch of bald head people walking around, and you see them as the deities, then it's easy for someone to trick you into thinking that has nothing to do with you. Because I get people who come across me. In fact, one time I had a sister who saw me, and she thought that I was her road to Buddhism. And I, you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to spoil her dreams, but I began to tell her about if you're dealing with wanting to be a Buddhist, you need to understand that culture is black, or it's African in its roots. And as I began to show her the blackness of the situation, I could see like I crashed her whole world. And she didn't, because she thought I was going to co-sign loving white people by way of Asia. And I just, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't rude, or I just gave some simple facts to let her know, if you want to come to the potent understanding of Oriental knowledge, you must keep it black. So now right here is some more blackness of the Buddha. Right here is a Buddha, and there's another deity. They African, as you can see right here. These two right there, and if right here, that picture right there is a spiral. That's a Naga picture, and that's also dealing with the spiral. How I just showed you the I-ching with the different rings, and then how you expand your circle with the spiral so that you can reach the 64. Right here was a Naga, in the center is him, and you see him coiled around. Everything is about that cosmic spiral. And right here is another Buddha, and I'm just showing you some different people. Here's an Arab, here's a Hindu Indian, here's a white guy, here's a black guy, and there's a Chinese man. And I ask you, which one here looks like the Buddha? There's only one, the black one. You can see the kinkiness in his hair. You can see how his hair got the little knots in it. So it looked like the same exact rows in the Buddha statues. So now we, you know what I'm saying, need to clear up the confusion. Because all the confusion comes in the conceptual thinking. And the conceptual thinking is that the Orient is a white place. Not white as in white folks Caucasian, white folks European, but white as in white Orientals. and that's a fallacy. So now, dealing with the conceptual thinking, I personally got to bust down this concept of a fat Buddha. There is no such thing as a fat Buddha. There can't be such thing as a fat Buddha. Anyone partaking of martial art training, the training in itself will not allow you to be fat. So how can you have this deity that everybody knows is the fat Buddha? This is
With his belly.
yeah, overweight. I mean, not even fat, but obese.
Well, they said his belly is because he was breathing from his stomach. That's why it went out like that.
Yeah,
Any truth to that?
that sounds all good. You know what I'm saying? But when you deal with actual martial arts and martial art practitioners, there is no such thing as a fat martial artist. Every fat martial artist was lazy on the job. So now this guy right here is promoted as a main character. It's not like he's one of many Buddhas and you just know him amongst others. Everybody know him. Like, that's the first person they know about. They know about Fat Buddha, or they know about the bald head guy bending over saying, "Buddha bless you." You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there could be some spiritual type of concept they add on to it.
Do you the whole Hare Krishna thing?
I won't say I have knowledge about it, but I mean, with the understanding that Christ means black, and then, you know what I'm saying, people speak about Harry is really Heru. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that could be a play on words or whatever the case may be, but I mean, that whole thing is nothing but worshiping blackness anyway. I mean, they may not say it, and I'm sure all of the white people in that shit don't know it, and the black people in that shit probably don't know it either. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so with the fat Buddha, how I can say, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you can say I'm out of my mind, but this is not fat Buddha. This is just a fat monk. So he's just a fat guy. You know what I'm saying? So he shouldn't even be on any type of perspective. Right here is Ganesh. That's an actual elephant. And fat Buddha is actually fatter than an elephant. So like I say, there are no obese deities, you know what I'm saying, in the Oriental culture. And I would assume other cultures as well, you know what I'm saying, until you start talking about premises of starvation and having food is a good thing. But Ganesh is not fat, and that's an elephant. The only other deity, I kid you not, the only other deity in the Oriental culture that does not have a warrior body, meaning his hard body, is two skeletons. So they'd rather rip you of all of your meat than to show you as obese, which is kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? That's the two skeletons right there. They're called the city potty. You know what I'm saying? CITIPATI, right there. And the science behind those two characters is that was a man and wife. So now we're dealing with the divine union. Or that was a man and his woman, and they was just so embraced and loving one another that they was just in bliss, and some thief came in their crib and killed them. But they was so in bliss that they loved, you know what I'm saying, they didn't even know they was dead or whatever the case may be, but they was just, you know what I'm saying, blissfully in love. And once they came out of it, they was like, yo, this thief. So their whole thing is revenge on the thief, which is kind of funny because dealing with the city potty and conceptual thinking, that means you're going to handle thieves. So now anyone coming to these deities, understand all of these deities are warrior body. That means everybody dealing with Oriental culture, as they think that's a good look, that means they need to be warrior body as well. And if they come by the city potty, that means it should be retribution on the people that stole. And white people is the biggest thief on the planet, so they would never want you to know about this. You know, and like I said, all of the deities is warrior body or in good shape, except for two skeletons. I mean, even the fat elephant, which the elephant is not fat, that's his natural body. But even the elephant is not fat, but you got a monk that's extremely obese, which is represented as a major deity. when he's just a person. He's not even a deity, he's just a person, which is crazy.
Earlier about channeling energy. You know, you're in the martial arts and y'all deal a lot with channeling energy. There's some things that we do consciously and subconsciously during the course of a day that we may not be aware of, that may be our subconscious trying to channel a particular type of energy. Some people cross their legs when they sit. Different ways. You have to go like that. So females cross their legs like that. Males cross their legs like in a T shape. What does that do? Does that, as far as feng shui and martial arts, the crossing of your legs, or if you know when somebody's thinking, like the picture with Malcolm X, when his hand like that, and they say that's like a Masonic sign, but the root and the origin of it goes deeper. So could you explain to the people some of these everyday positions or these poses that we do that we may not be aware of, and what type of energy is it channeling?
All right, well, dealing with channeling energies and you saying unconscious movements, you know what I'm saying, you got the concept of your ancient body, you know what I'm saying, and you bring yourself back, you know what I'm saying, certain things that you personally know. So I gotta go back to one of these pictures right quick and I'll show you something that's crazy. That when I started dealing with the martial arts of what I'm dealing with, damn, is this it? Okay, well, when you know what I'm saying, when you get in different positions, you're making a body circuit. And in that circuit, you're bringing peace to your body. You know what I'm saying? In some instances, you're bringing peace to your body because you're making yourself healthy. You're bringing peace to your body because you're trying to get yourself in alignment for different energies that's coming from the universe. You know what I'm saying? Something in you may have unlocked, and it wants you to know who you really are. So, you know what I'm saying, you start to do certain things. In general, your body is talking to you. The things that we do in daily life cuts off the communication between us and our bodies. So when we do certain things, we don't recognize that something's going on, and it's just something we be doing. And then after a while, it's just something you do, and you don't recognize that it's communications that you need to be aware of. So now, you were talking about different postures. This leg posture right here in the corner, right there at the top. It says, this
Point to it?
right here, this one. All right, that right there, when I was talking about the I-ching and going to the 2, to the 4, to the 16, I mean, whatever, that right there is how it began. You got 2 feet. When you're dealing with 90 degrees, you put your feet in a 90-degree angle. That's 4 steps. That 4 steps turns into a circle. Now, you expand that 4-step circle, you know what I'm saying, with a more relaxed step, which is 45 degrees. That 45 degrees turn into 2 squares, which is those 2 squares, the range of those 2 squares becomes a circle. And then that's when you start expanding the circles upon circles upon circles upon circles. Now this right here is Bagua. As I told you, all of the Oriental sciences is based in Bagua. But now Bagua, not too many people know about. They know about Tai Chi. They may have heard of Qigong, which is more or less an understanding of trainings. The Bagua and these things are internal arts because they heal your body, although you can fight with them as well. External martial arts is called masculine martial arts because you break your body so that you can be a breaking device. So now that position right there that the feet is in, this is internal martial arts, which is feminine martial arts. But that stance, when I started to practice this system, all day long, if you just look at women's feet, when they sitting and relaxing, they put their feet in that pose. Naturally. Which is funny because this is feminine martial arts. You know what I'm saying? So the ancestors, when they was formulating things together, they was dealing with natural law, like everything naturally, because when you deal with harmony, you don't have to work to make things happen. Thus, you become powerful and you can channel the energies. So like this right here is the basic, well, going in on just a little on this right here is channeling the energies of the earth, but it's also channeling the energies within you, because it's making a winding motion within you just by the structure of how your feet is placed. And that winding energy wants to distribute itself throughout your body. If you understand how to utilize your body, then you can use that energy for power. For what, you know what I'm saying, whether it may be to push something around, to build your body up, you know what I'm saying, or in off the hook moments, you know what I'm saying, you do some super miraculous things. But that's dealing with channeling of the energies. And also when you deal with breathing techniques and you maintain these postures, that's the lower posture. You got upper postures as well. You make yourself an antenna. So the same way your hair is an antenna, you know what I'm saying, your body is an antenna as well. But you just have to know the angles and whatever the case may be to put yourself in proper order. And if you happen to be messed up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, if you continuously practice, the practices in themselves will heal your body so that you will be able to get in order. And if you're too far gone, when you put forth the training, you'll find small ways to adapt to where you can't, you know what I'm saying, where it'd be like you need to do a direct right angle, but something is wrong with you and you can't do that. You will understand how to adapt so that you can still keep the energies even though you're not strictly on the angles. Let me see. Oh, so right here is just showing, you know what I'm saying, the children. Right here is that's another Buddha right there, and that's a posture as well. You was talking about how you be in different postures. You know what I'm saying? Right here is a sleeping position. It's a comfortable position. And all of these, when your body starts to tear up, all of these simple positions be difficult or they bring pain to you. You're not supposed to have any pain. You're supposed to feel childlike. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at children, they move their body in all type of crazy ways. Or if you remember yourself as a child, you're supposed to maintain that until you go on the ground. So this is just more on the fat Buddha once again. Well, the fat monk, because he's not Buddha. And I'm showing an elephant in its natural body is not fat. A rhinoceros with its natural body is not fat. A hippo with its natural body is not fat. So now, how can you promote this guy? I'm not saying you can't, but if you're dealing with universal law dictates every creature comes in this form, and this is not the natural form of any human.
One thing I can say from that Buddha, as you call him, the fat Buddha, they say he's jolly. He's one of the most happiest looking deities that we have represented. So although he's fat, for some reason, out of all the deities, I never see a deity smile like that fat Buddha, brother.
Yeah, that's cause like I told you from the jump, warrior mode. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Warrior mode means you're supposed to be on the scene to handle business when things are out of whack. You know what I'm saying? And they're just serious. You know what I'm saying? Not that being jolly, I mean, can't be serious. But if you deal with the science of, I'll just say this. When you're dealing with the science of the body, the shape of your body and whatever your body's going through dictates certain emotions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing new. A lot of people have been speaking about, you know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody by looking at their face, looking at, you know what I'm saying, their skin, looking at their eyes, looking at their head, you know what I'm saying, looking at their shape. And you know that being fat is supposed to be dealing with lack of love or need love or some type of things of that nature. If you keep that in perspective, then you would have to think again about fat Buddha being jolly. That could be a false persona, you know what I'm saying, of, you know what I'm saying, when people laugh, when deep inside they're not really as happy as what they're expressing. But I'm not trying to hate on the principles of fat Buddha. I'm just hating on the principles of his body. You You know what I'm saying? Because he is a number one deity when he's not a deity at all. But for someone who's never really know anything about Oriental culture, and they like, yo, you know what I'm saying, that Oriental thing look good, let me go follow it up. They gonna see him, the fat guy, you know what I'm saying, think it's all good, do this, that, and the third. Or if they fall down the wrong road, they won't understand where to place him. That's just another brother like many other brothers. Now, when you're dealing with deities, you know what I'm saying, deities is dealing with universal law. And like I say, universal law, you're supposed to have a right body. You know what I'm saying? Not supposed to be dealing with sickness. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got something they're going through. Some people have obvious things they're going through. Some people have subtle things they're going through. Some people have hidden things they're going through, because we are de-evolved people at this time. Everybody is, you know what I'm saying, got to be better than what we are, no matter how great they are, you know what I'm saying? So as we go forth, you don't want to get caught on the stumbling block and just get lost in the house of Fat Buddha. Yeah, no doubt. So I'm about to, so right here, you know what I'm saying, as African warriors, I'm showing this symbol right here. This is the Tibetan swastika, you know what I'm saying? And this right here is it's a normal swastika, just to show you that, you know what I'm saying, to come back to your culture, you know what I'm saying, you need to embrace that which has been stolen from you and don't be ashamed of it. This last one, and this is kind of like the premise of what you wanted to speak about. Okay, right here, you got ninjas. Ninjas is Japanese and Oriental, but in America, the first person to be a ninja was this black man named Ronald Duncan. Yet, you know what I'm saying, I got these different movies, like a list of movies, Pray for Death, Ninja 1, 2, and 3, Revenge of Ninja, Enter the Ninja, American Ninja, Ninja Kids, Ninja Terminator, Three Ninjas. You know what I mean? It goes on. They never showed a black guy as a ninja. At best, he was a soldier sidekick to a white guy. So, you know what I'm saying, that's going into the racism. Right here, let me see. This right here is a immortal called Zhang Yu. And he's one of the highest ranking Taoist deities. Taoism is the spiritual science of the Oriental. So now you can see right here, he's straight black. He got the you know what I'm saying, straight hair, but you know what I'm saying, he's straight black. And that's Chinese. No one speaks about that. Right here is dealing with, let me see, let me hurry it up, okay. Right here is another Japanese Buddha. Sorry, the picture is not as big enough for you to zoom on it, but this brother looks like a Jamaican. That's a Japanese deity. I have the picture of this best, because there's a story, not dealing with Japan, but you know what I'm saying, there was a people called the Little People, and they were supposed to be slaughtered based on the premise of somebody was messing with a woman. And there's a ceremony where the people take care of their elders, because they had cursed them from their land. They like, if you don't give us proper respect, you won't get your culture, your crops, you know what I'm saying, you won't get a harvest. And you know that the Little People is a Chua, and they always referred to as dealing with the forest and dealing with vegetation and all those type of things. You know, so now with the Japanese, they say it's some people call it Jaman, supposed to travel by way of Africa up into those islands in the South Pacific. I mean, in the South Orient. And they went in Japan, and those are the Japanese. And then after the Jaman came the Anu. And you know what I'm saying, the Anu was black, and they had curly hair. And one of the greatest warriors of Japanese was the second was the shogun, was the second shogun, was a black brother, you know what I'm saying? And
so sum up what your message is, bro. Tell people what you know. purpose of what you're doing?
Yeah, sorry it's coming to a close, but the purpose of what I'm doing is basically when we step outside of our culture, now is a global people. Now some people use the Orient to sidestep coming home to Africa. You know what I'm saying, or coming back to the root. Now, you know what I'm saying, when you deal with another culture, two things is going on. Either you're ashamed of coming back to your blackness, or you've been hit off that you think that African thing is voodoo, is garbage, is bogus, or it's just some other horror thing. Coming back to our cultures will bring us back into our biology and bring us back into our nature. Now, when you're dealing with all of these cultures, you need to remember that it's black, because otherwise you'll get caught up in the same white supremacy loop that you are in America, because the people over there in their inception is black, and they being gentrified no different than over here with the presence. They sip the juice. So all of the movies and different things like that show you white people, point blank, white Chinese, white Orientals, white whatever, to discount all of the blackness over there, which is 100% black. Forgive me for not showing you as much of the blackness because I went in on the martial art thing, but the premise is you need to support being warrior mode, physically and mentally. Thank you. Thank you, brother.